How does alien Romulus stack up against the 1-2 punch of Alien and Aliens? Let's find out. And get away from her, you... Rain, played by Kaylee Spaney, was born and raised on a mining planet and works on this mining planet and wants to leave the planet and travel. She has never been into space and has never seen the sun. After 5 years of working in the mines, her company refuses her request to leave the planet, and she is forced to stay on the planet and work in the mines another 5 years so she gets a permit to leave the planet. She works in the mines and lives with her adopted brother, Andy. Andy, played by David Johnson, is a synthetic android, a former employee of Wayland Corporation. He is discarded by the company and rescued by Rain's parents, who died several years ago working in the mines from lung cancer. Unable to leave the planet, Rain and Andy are convinced by a former group of friends to steal some sleeping pods from a abandoned space station. Sleeping pods will enable these group to escape from the planet and travel to faraway planets and live a better life. These group of friends consist of Tyler, played by Archie Renault, Kay, played by Isabella Merced, Bjorn, played by Spike Fionn, and Navarro, played by Eileen Wu. Of course, once this group get onto the space station, we're introduced to the facehugger aliens and the xenomorph aliens. After the crew finally recover these sleeping pods, Navarro has a facehugger on her face, and she is eventually killed by the alien that shoots out of her stomach. Kay, who is secretly pregnant and hasn't told anybody, is captured by one of the xenomorph aliens, and later in the film, Tyler is killed by one of the xenomorph aliens while he tries to rescue Kay from the cocoon. And Bjorn is killed in a pool of acid when he pokes one of the cocoons, and acid spits out of the cocoon, and he dies in a very gnarly scene of acid all over his body. Eventually, towards the end of the film, Rain, Andy, and Kay manage to escape from the space station to their spaceship and fly away from the space station. James Cameron's Aliens film is one of my top 5 movies of all time, and the original Alien film is probably in my top 20 or top 25 movies of all time. But so every time I watch those two films, I always get something new. Every time I watch them, a new experience, a new detail I always find. So I did try to go into Alien Romulus with low expectations, but I was still left a little bit disappointed. Okay, I'll start with the positives. The film is very well made. I don't think the director, Fede Alvarez, stages many exciting scenes or many memorable scenes into the franchise, but the film looks great, and there's a lot of great special effects. There were no point in the movie where I thought, oh, that's CGI. The special effects are fantastic and they immerse you into the story. Kaylee Spaney gives a good performance, but she lacks the physicality of a Sigourney Weaver or a Noomi Rapace from previous Alien films in the franchise. But David Johnson, who plays the android Andy, he gives a fantastic performance. I love his mannerisms, and you never really know if we can trust him or not. I like how the film ups the ante and introduces artificial intelligence into the film a little bit more. Andy has to constantly make decisions about who can live and who can die, and he has to constantly analyze the situation just so the characters can survive each scene. There are a couple of standout scenes. We have to wait about 45 minutes until we're introduced to the facehuggers and xenomorph aliens, but there is one scene where a whole bunch of facehuggers, about 20 of them, escape from some pods, and all of the whole crew has to quickly run away and close the doors before all of the facehuggers escape into the room. But one facehugger does eventually escape into the same room as the crew. And towards the end of the film, Andy and Rain are cornered by some xenomorph aliens, and they have to use gravity. They have to turn on the off and on the gravity just to escape these aliens. And they're flying through the air, and there's acid flying through the air, so they have to maneuver up and down through an elevator shaft. It's a very well done scene. But for me, Alien Romulus just doesn't feel fresh and just doesn't introduce enough new ideas to back up its existence. The Alien and Aliens did such a good job of world building that by the end of James Cameron's Aliens, we have a very good understanding of how these xenomorph aliens work and how they move and how they hunt. So because of this, Alien Romulus lacks any surprises or tension. We are constantly thinking, don't do this, don't do that, that's not a good idea. So we're always one step ahead of the characters, and this just doesn't build any tension, and it just gets a little bit tedious after a while. The facehuggers get quite a few exciting scenes, but the xenomorph aliens actually don't get a lot to do in this film. They occasionally come out of the shadows and kill one of the main characters, just like in previous Alien films, but they don't really get any action scenes built around them, and there's no memorable scenes involving the xenomorph aliens. In the final 20 minutes of the film, Kay, the pregnant character, is resting and recovering in one of the sleeping pods, while she, Rain, and Andy are fleeing in a spaceship from the space station. Kay is suddenly in a lot of pain, and it appears like she's giving birth. She gives birth to a hybrid of a human and a xenomorph alien, and very quickly this alien grows to be about 10 feet tall. This hybrid of human and xenomorph alien moves quite slow and is very creepy looking, but unfortunately the film doesn't really do anything with this idea. It's an interesting idea, an interesting concept, but unfortunately it goes nowhere with it. Perhaps it would have been better to introduce this hybrid monster early in the film and then build the film around it just to make the film a little bit more fresh. The spaceship and the space station setting is just getting a little bit old. We need some fresh ideas in this franchise. I don't really know where the franchise can go from here, but perhaps if the aliens went to Earth, and then we as humans, we have to deal with the xenomorph aliens on Earth, I think that would be a good idea. But I just think the spaceship and the space station setting is done, and we just need some more fresh ideas. I give Alien Romulus 2.5 stars out of 5. It has some interesting ideas and some interesting concepts, but I just don't think it's fresh enough, has enough new ideas to warrant its existence. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel and like the video. See you next time.